Hi everybody, this is Paul Gerard. I'm a student loan consultant working with the American Dental Education Association, IDEA, and this repayment module is on income-driven repayment plans and how to know if an income-driven repayment plan should be part of your repayment strategy. Now, hopefully you saw the earlier module on repayment plans where we looked at time-driven and income-driven repayment plans. Once again, this module is going to focus on income-driven repayment plans that we call IDRs. That's the umbrella name for a lot of different payment plans based on income. You see a listing of 4 of them there. We are going to focus our attention on the 2 most recent plans, Pay-As-You-Earn, known as Pay, which became available in 2012, and Revised Pay-As-You-Earn, known as Repay, which became available in 2015. Repay is the newest of the income-driven repayment plans. Now, a reminder that income-driven repayment plans are designed for highly indebted borrowers who really cannot afford repayment under a time-driven repayment plan, most notably the standard 10-year plan, which will have significantly higher payments for many borrowers. One fairly easy way to know whether or not you need an income plan is to look at the gap between your federal debt and your income. The bigger the gap, the more likely you are going to need an IDR, an income-driven repayment plan. As we mentioned on the earlier repayment module, very important to note that the monthly payments change every year, and your loan servicer should contact you 30, 60, perhaps 90 days before the end of the 12-month period, asking for you to recertify or renew your payment amount based on new income and family size information. So that's some background on the income-driven repayment plans. Now, there are clearly advantages and disadvantages to the use of income plans. Clearly, the biggest advantage is a more manageable monthly payment. Once again, if you can't afford repayment under a time-driven plan, most notably the standard 10-year, then an IDR is likely for you. We also mentioned the possible advantage that if you do not get the debt retired by the end of the term, which is 20 years with Pay-As-You-Earn and 25 years with Repay, any remaining debt at the end of the term is forgiven. Now, you can look at that as an advantage, but look below. You can also look at that as a disadvantage, because any debt that is forgiven at the end of the term that's not retired with an income plan is forgiven but must be claimed as taxable income. That's the last bullet at the bottom of this slide. One potential disadvantage to an income plan is that if there is a large gap between your debt and the monthly payment amount, the monthly payments may not cover the interest that's due on your loans. And if that's the case, your debt for a period of time will not go down, it will go up. And one more potential disadvantage to the income-driven repayment plans is there are a number of plans, as we showed on an earlier slide, and the nuances of the plans can be confusing. Hopefully, the next module that we have comparing Pay and Repay will help you understand some of these differences. Now, remember, with a time-driven repayment plan, the standard 10-year or the 25-year extended plan, if you make the minimum monthly payment, then at the end of the term, you are debt-free. But folks, it does not work that way with an income-driven repayment plan. Your loan servicer has no idea from year to year, nor really do you, what your income is going to be and perhaps what your family size is going to be. Remember that your monthly payments change every year. So one way to look at how an IDR works is the following. If you start repayment with an income-driven repayment plan, one of 3 things is going to happen to the debt. First of all, you will be debt-free after 10 years of eligible payments if you are participating in the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program known as PSLF, and we have a separate module on PSLF. So once you're in an income plan, the first thing that could happen is after 10 years, you're completely debt-free thanks to Public Service Loan Forgiveness. The second thing that could happen is if you don't participate in Public Service Loan Forgiveness, you simply retire the debt before the end of the allowable term. This would be someone who perhaps did not have a huge gap between their federal debt and their income, and they were able to retire the debt before the end of the term. But number three, if you start in an income plan and you don't use the public service loan forgiveness program and you're not able to catch up and retire the debt before the end of the term, this would be someone who has significant debt and whose income stays relatively low compared to the debt, then the third thing that can happen is you get to the end of the term and you have not paid all the debt off. And in that case, the debt is forgiven, but a reminder that unlike the public service loan forgiveness program, any debt forgiven at the end of the term will be subject to tax, has to be claimed on a tax return as taxable income. That is not the case with the public service loan forgiveness program. Now, a few comments on the income-driven repayment plans as we wind down this short module. First of all, consider using a time-driven plan, or at least run the numbers on a standard 10-year plan and an extended 25-year plan before you use an income-driven repayment plans. In other words, back into the use of an IDR. Don't assume that you need one. Also remember, you can always overpay with any repayment plan, including an IDR, with no penalty. And if you're going to overpay, always work with your loan servicer and try to target the additional payment that you're making over and above the minimum required payment. Be sure to try and target it on your most expensive loan. If you're interested in an income plan, you'll be working with your loan servicer, but you actually apply online at studentloans.gov. And a reminder to be sure that if you are using an income plan, your loan servicer should be notifying you well in advance of the end of the 12-month period of time, asking you to renew or recertify your monthly payment amount. Be sure you do not miss that deadline, otherwise your monthly payment will increase dramatically. We'd encourage you to take a look at the AAMC ADIA Dental Loan Organizer and Calculator known as Dealloc, available at adia.org/Dealloc. This is a terrific debt management tool designed specifically for dental school students and graduates. It's absolutely free for 7 years, and it provides repayment estimates and forgiveness estimates with all the income plans based on your individual portfolio and your career plans. And also studentloans.gov, the repayment estimator, will help you see the impact of changes in your income and family size on your monthly payment amounts. We hope this module on the income-driven repayment plans will help you know whether or not an IDR should be part of your repayment strategy as your loans come due after you graduate from dental school. On behalf of the American Dental Education Association, best wishes for every success in your dental careers.